Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Cody Pope. Thank you guys for tuning in. Wanted to do a little lyric breakdown with you guys and talk about some of the songs off the new album, The Howling Man. So a couple days ago, I posted a little snippet of the song Gems, produced by 8BZA, and I'm really excited to talk to you guys about that one. Basically, Gems was actually a different song. Gems was actually part of the song Full Circle, which if you've heard the album, you can kind of like compare and contrast. Imagine some of the lyrics from Full Circle on the track for Gems. And one day, after just like having been in a funk for a while, I kind of just got the urge to write, and I was sitting in my library room at home, and I just started hammering away. I had all these ideas going. I think I did like 3 songs that day, some of which are on the album, but Gems was the last one I was working on. And right after I was done, pretty much done writing it for the most part, I'm sure I would have gone back and touched it up, but nevertheless, I had all the parts that I needed. And for whatever reason, at some point I was like, I should start backing up all my data and my lyrics, because I never do that. And so the app that I was using to do all my note taking in had a feature. It said backup to Dropbox, and I was like, well, how perfect is that? I've been using this app for years, and now I can back up all this shit to it. So I go in there and I decide I'm gonna get it all set up. The moment I start the backup, I just see files just disappearing from the app, and I go into Dropbox and they just start showing up as like random files that I can't even open on my computer or my phone or anything. So I just started freaking out, and I went at it for like a day or two, and there was just nothing. Everything was gone. All these lyrics for the album that I thought I had finished, other projects that I have in the works. I had ideas for scripts, for like screenplays and podcasts and stuff. I had notes like friggin' passwords and all that kind of shit. Literally, it all disappeared. The app just went ghost white, and at that point, it felt like my world was over. Looking back on it, it's definitely like a first world problem kind of thing. But at the time, it was like I poured my heart into that notes section in my phone. Years of lyrics, years of brainstorms, things I was trying to remember, to-do lists, anything that was prevalent in my life, I was dumb enough to save in that phone without backing up. And so I lost everything. And at that point, I had recorded some of the songs for the album, but by no means was I done recording. And so I was just left with beats, and I like tried my best to conjure up some of the lyrics I could remember, and I like went through Ableton sessions to see if I had like demoed out anything. I was able to recover some stuff, but those 3 like brand new songs I had written that day, just nothing to show for them. And admittedly, I was kind of devastated, because anytime you write something that you're proud of and you lose it, kind of goes without saying. And admittedly, I kind of grouched around for a few days, and I was just really upset, and I was like, what am I gonna do? I gotta start over, da-da-da-da. And eventually what happened was I came back to that beat a couple days later, and I had remembered like the opening lines to Full Circle. It was you'll notice it when you catch it, but the first like 4 bars on Full Circle, where I talk about like I'm stuck between spiritual and physical, that was the song I had begun writing for the Gems beat. And I basically I left that off to the side. I like wrote down what I could remember, and I couldn't get the rhythm again, and I was like, I know these are the words, I couldn't fit them to the bars, and I decided not to frustrate myself, so I put it off to the side. And that whole like debacle just kept bothering me, and soon enough that was the ignition that I needed for that song. And that's where Gems comes from. Gems is really just about like shit happens, you might lose what feels like everything, and in reality, you can always restart. Obviously that's easier said than done, but I've been through hell and back. I've gone through drug addiction, I've gone through getting arrested, I've gone through failing school, all sorts of problems that other people run into as well. And when you're going through them, you feel like it's the end of the world. You feel like you're about to see the finish line, and the cliff drops off after. And doing the song Gems helped me remind myself that sometimes you need a clean slate. Because honestly, the entire album that I was working on up till when that happened, it had some of these songs on it, but some of them were different. The album title was different, the art was different. I had an entirely different concept, and luckily I still have that in the bag to go back to at some point. But this whole thing just came organically, and that's the point that I just decided I'm gonna just ride this wave and do this, and whenever it's done, it's done. And it was one of the best things that I could have done, because this album has been so cathartic for me and has meant so much to me. And getting the opportunity to rewrite some of the songs that I had been sitting on for a couple years or whatever really allowed me to kind of update and adjust my perspective on how I saw things, or if maybe something wasn't as mature of a thought, or maybe I said something I didn't really need to say, So that whole experience just gave me immense gratitude, because the album that I have now is something that I'm so proud of and will cherish for the rest of my life, whatever the outcome is. It was something that I needed to do for my own personal growth and mental health and all that. And that's pretty much Gems. The reality is shit's gonna happen, and it'll always happen, and you've got options to either watch the world collapse around you or start rebuilding. And being a part of the rebuilding process was the best decision that I made. Appreciate you guys tuning into this tonight. This has just been a short story about some of the songs on my album. This short story was about the track Gems, produced by A-Bizza. I hope you guys have had a chance to listen to the album so far, but if you haven't checked it out yet, please do me a favor, go to www.cody-pope.com. You can get the album directly from me and Hellhound Publishing. You can also get it on Bandcamp currently. Make sure you check that out. Thank you for all the support. Please continue to check it out. Support me exclusively. This direct connection thing that we're doing is really cool. I love doing the live chats and talking to the fans. I like doing these videos. I just need you guys' help with the word of mouth. Please, if you've heard the album, just keep telling people, making posts, telling your friends, just buy the album for somebody that you know. All that helps me out so much. Even just something as simple as a Facebook post or a comment on one of my posts or whatever, all that stuff helps with the algorithm. Most of my fans know that I'm not very social media savvy, but I'm really trying to make sure that people hear this album, and I'm willing to do whatever I have the power to do to get this in the ears of those that it'll help impact. So every little bit helps. If you see me make a post, feel free to just drop a couple emojis or something, or tell me what your favorite song or lyric from the album is. Make a post on your page. Feel free to share the artwork, share a link. All that stuff really helps me out. I know people are in tough times, and I know that the music climate is different. A lot of us like to stream our stuff on Spotify or Apple or Tidal or whatever, and the time will come for that, but for right now I just need everybody's direct support, and it really means so much to me. Anybody that can spare money to buy the album, or anybody that can just spare time to listen to it. I want people to hear this music, and I hope that it has some sort of positive impact on them. I hope that it helps them see something differently. I hope it gives them stories to connect to or relate to, or to, grow from. And that's all we can do with this art thing. Your words are the most important thing you got, and I hope that I've given this as much importance as I can. So once again, thank you guys for tuning into this short story. The song is called Gems. My name is Cody Pope. The album's called The Howling Man. www.cody-pope.com. Breach.
gems, I'm bound to lose some more. The cost of them ain't why I'm in the store. Some men without gems really insecure. 8-figure dreams, but the figure is 4P. Had scriptures written before my phone's data lost. Fools move, no backups, now I pay the cost. If you mine diamonds, then you should already know some things. And if your mine's diamonds, don't gotta go and show the rings. Almost threw up, all my lyrics deleted. Had albums, had scripts, all this work I completed. Never so defeated, think quick, yes I have. Wasn't left off bad and bougie, yo, I'm just stressed and mad. Tech and strike the night, like, what the fuck I'm gonna do? Take the time and spill the words out right in front of you. Technical difficulties can determine your downfall. Just know you're being pushed, somebody wondering how far.
I wasn't born